weekend, I drove past some guy with a helmet on, not the big teardrop helmet.
Yep.
What do you call that, by the way?
I'll call it a sperm helmet.
Oh, it looks like.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But what do they call it? Just a
Aero. Aero. They're called aero helmets.
Okay.
But we just always wear like, the sperm helmet. You got the sperm helmet, but they do their job.
I'll bet. Yeah.
Like, to ride around
imagine.
Currumbin on a, through the week, I think it's a bit, not really, but the time
But if
and
you're
place.
talking about 180 Ks or whatever you did in that
Yep.
thing, you'd have to think that if I had to cut down this much aero
Yep.
in that whole distance,
Yep.
potentially it'd be this much easier and,
And you
on
just-
your body too, because you're not having drag on your actual limbs.
Yep. And that's why I was like reading the magazines, like trying to can someone just help me how to do this? Like, what's the, tell me 3 steps. And you wouldn't, but you'd read, if you put this helmet on, it will save you 1 minute 40 over 180 kilometers.
Yeah.
If you put this shoe on, it will save you 30. So then you start adding all them up. And you're like,
So there's aero shoes.
oh, there's just like you can get skin suits, you can get helmets, the goggles, then you can get the better wheels, the more, the disc wheels, the bigger carbon wheels. It's just,
Wow. My second fight, fight like a pro.
Yep.
I actually fought someone you probably know. Can't remember his name, but he's from the bike shop down here.
Really?
A real young guy too, and he'd just come back from Europe. He did a 3-year. I think he's in his family are big in it, but he did a ultra marathon in Europe.
Yep.
Spent 3 years over there, and then I had to fight the kid.
Wow.
And he was really young. He was great.
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
he didn't get tired ever.
Yeah.
That was
That was his.
he was just always fresh. He was such a good athlete.
Yep.
I was really proud to fight him.
Yep.
Because I was like, yeah, I'm matched up with this guy. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some. Oh damn, I can't even think of his name.
Don't know, but I reckon
Punk.
he sounds fit. Are you hung the gloves up now? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, pretty much. I still enjoy the
Training?
training. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I like to help out at the gym.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do too much heavy sparring.
No. It knocks you around?
Yeah, I had all that accident stuff.
Yeah.
So after only one of the first sparrings I had, I got punched in the face, and I had this sort of funny thing on my eye.
Yep.
Every time it's sort of like I'd see trails, and it only got worse.
Yeah.
And I had sort of these like going,
Yeah, better not do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's something sort of exhilarating about being punched in the face at the same time.
Yep.
You sort of something sort of natural about the whole experience that it's kind of good for you to do every now and then.
Yeah. Just to make you understand
sort of-
what it feels like.
Yeah.
Wow, that hurt.
Well, it doesn't even hurt.
Yeah.
Really, not like a kick in the toe. Like
Yeah, that hurts.
that hurts. Like that
Or a
hurts.
hammer on the thumb.
Thumb, yeah.
Wow.
But honestly, like when you slap your face, you get stunned.
Yep.
And that's it. And but you sort of skip out of the gym going, no one can stop me.
No. Yeah.
Not that you want to take on anyone, but
But you just feel that
I've
good.
passed
You have
some
that-
sort
yeah.
of test, But I bet you'd get that every morning. You get off a bike and go, I've done my exercise for the day.
Let's see what the day has now.
Yeah, you're fitter than you're as fit as the next fittest guy, right? And who can argue with that?
No one.
It's great.
It is good.
I find now, I sort of run up steps but it's not like, oh, I'm going to run up steps. Just this
Yeah.
little oxygen in me.
Yep.
Have
What do you think of the stairs down Currumbin?
you done that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I did 10 in 20 minutes. And that was
That's
I
good.
did it twice.
wow.
I did 9 on the first time I did it, and then twice I did 10 in 20 minutes. And
Wow.
that was the best of the group. With only 2 other guys did it. So yeah, but I think because I'm shorter, to be honest.
You go faster.
You do so much training with those guys.
Yeah.
I noticed you could only imagine that. There's guys that are 20 kilos heavier than me trying to climb up steps, and here I am only 78 kilos or something.
It's a little hang spot down there, eh?
Yeah, it's tough, mate.
Stairs. Urgh.
Yeah. Have you done it in 20 minutes?
No, I haven't done that. I've just gone
Right.
for runs and then done a couple up and down it. And
Yeah,
it's pretty busy down there.
Yeah.
It's
I
you've
didn't
got
even
to.
know it existed.
No, I think it's been there since 1800s.
Where were you born?
Tweedheads.
Yeah.
Yep.
And have you always been in Currumbin?
Currumbin my whole life.
Excellent, man.
Currumbin, Palmy, yeah. Yep.
Down the boat shed there,
Yep.
I always get a kick out of the guy, Leo, who owns the boat shed. and he hires the stand-up paddle boards. And
Yep.
he's as rough as. He's a great guy. He's super rough, right?
Yep.
Everyone knows him because he went to Palm Beach Currumbin High School.
Yeah.
And it just spins me out to think that he now makes a good bit of coin from the place that's just across the road from his high school and his school.
And he hasn't left, like, you know.
And he's in
be a
paradise.
500-meter radius. Yeah.
He's in paradise.
Yeah.
Like,
I have seen him a couple of times. He's a character. He makes it, but
that's right.
do you reckon?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You go there
He's a
and you're
big
like,
laugh. Yeah. Doesn't know anything about computers. Doesn't have a phone.
he doesn't care. He doesn't.
No. He knows how to buy houses.
Does he?
Well, he's doing well. That's what I mean.
Yeah, he's that's another good little industry, down the creek. It's busy.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to.
Well, do you remember when it was
No one?
There was no one. It was a couple of dusty fishermen, and really,
I know
and even the dog park before they built the
pirate.
Yeah, before that,
It was nothing.
barely anyone took their cars, their dogs down there.
Yeah,
I didn't want them to build that pirate park.
nah. But people are using it, so well, what do you do? Better than a block of flats.
Yeah,
I don't know.
See how I just added Barocca, right?
Yep.
I love that vitamin B gear. Tell us the secrets to training. Do they?
I don't know.
You know, do they say? Because my mate just did at Rob Quattro's gym. He just did the Asia Pacific. He did the second fight with me. He fought another guy.
Yep.
And he finished that and went, that's it. Hanging up gloves for a bit. And it's only been 3 months. And he's lost 8.5 kilos, put on 4 kilos of muscle.
Wow.
He's just changed. He was just a normal guy, fit sort of dude.
Yep.
But then he entered a bodybuilding comp. It's like the natural one. So he's sort of the same guy.
Yep.
But I'm seconds away from asking him, what's the latest tech, mate? Like,
My missus is right into that. She's done like the ladies' physique, like bodybuilding, bikini, all that, and it's just in their diet. Like their diet and their training is just phenomenal. Like it's hard because I like to eat crap.
Yeah.
I think I'm the kind of person that goes, well, I've just cycled for 5 hours. If I want a burger or if I want something, I'm going to eat it. And I know that it's bad, but sorry, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know. I think the key to training is just doing it every day and not getting injured. And everyone's like, you need to rest. And I should do it, but I just don't. I'm like, I feel like if you don't train for a day or if you don't do something, you're missing out.
Yeah, me too.
So I've got that in my brain and I really need to stop.
Yeah, but do you? Yeah.
I don't know. I think
because
yeah,
I find if I stop, like right now, all I do is run.
Yep.
I barely paddle in the surf anymore. But if I stop, I feel fat. I actually start to get all depressed. Not depressed at all, but just kind of I feel awkward.
Yeah.
Feel that route. But if I'm not sore,
yeah,
but my back will start to get a bit sore. Like something's happening when you stop doing that thing that.
Should have kept going.
Yeah, so if you're riding a bike every day, do you get aches and pains like from that position?
Oh, your butt gets sore from that seat. But I don't know. I think because cycling is so much easier than running. Like it's no impact on your knees, on your joints. Get on, you just pedal. If you want to go fast, you pedal fast. If you want to go slow, don't pedal. Yeah. But running, like you would know that, in your joints and your knees and your shoulders, you feel sore. Like you come home and you feel like you've done something. But you ride and you come home, you're like, oh, I'm buggered, but I'm not sore.
What about a rash?
Yeah, I've had some nasties, but just a bit of deep heat.
Yeah. You ever been hit by a car?
Yes.
Have you?
I have. I have. Me and my missus went down to Byron, stayed there. She organised this like really good romantic weekend, and I put my bike in the back of the van, and I was like, I'm just going to ride home from Byron. She was like, yep, okay, because I was kind of in training.
I can't believe you just said that, right home from Byron, just like it's
nothing.
Which it is to you.
Yeah. Like we ride down there, I've ridden down there a few times and you ride down there, have a coffee, turn around and ride home. And you go, wow, that was crazy. That was nice.
Yeah.
So we done this and we both left at the same time. She left in the car and I left on the bike and I made it all the way back, got to Fingal Bridge in Tweed and I was in the bike lane, left-hand side, going up the hill and an old lady scooped me onto her bonnet. Like exiting. And anyway, I was like smashed and ripped, and everything was kind of, I was pretty hurt. Bike snapped in half. I got up and I was like, wow, I just got hit by a car. And I looked up and I seen the car pull over, and I thought, well, at least they stopped. And then I picked all my stuff up off the road, looked at myself, and I was just bleeding, and like my little Leica is just hanging on to me, and I was like, wow, I'm alive, and you know,
broken.
I'm not dead. And I picked my bike up, and the wheels were just like touched each other. I'm like, oh man, that's a lot of money. Walked up to the edge of the road, and I walked down to the car, and I looked in the car, and the lady had a like revision mirror, like a little thing down, and I was looked, and I was like, she's putting on a lipstick. I'm like, wow. And I looked, and I could see like grey old hair, and I'm like, wow, she's like really old, and I don't really know. So I tapped on the window, and I'm like, excuse me. And she goes, I just hit something. I don't know what it was. And I said, that was me. And I was like, I can't get angry. Like, she's old.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. She goes, you know, you shouldn't be riding on the road. And there's a massive sign, and it says, beware of cyclists. Right. She's parked at the bottom of it. And I'm like, that sign means I can ride on the road. And she's like, well, you can't. I was like, anyway, she leans over, pulls down her glove box, and pulls out a hanky. She goes, I hope that can help you. I was like, so then I was trying to sort it, and then 2 tradies pulled up, and they're like, I've seen everything, like, we're going to help you, this and that. And I was like, 2 tradies that actually like a cyclist, like, wow, this is rare. They're like, mate, do you want to lift home? I'm like, my bike's broken. Yep, I'll jump in. So we sorted it out, rang the police. They went around to her house, took her license off her. She got done. I think that she was 80, 88, 89, 90 driving. Wow. So it better me than her family.
Yeah, it could be a pram.
Yep. And the 2 tradies drove me home, and I got home, and I was like, oh, here's $50 for driving me home. They're like, oh, Carlton, sweet. So I was like, I made their day, but yeah, and that was it. But
what else is weird? I would imagine, you know, they've got bike lanes, but there's always sticks in them.
Yeah, but it's hard to, like, everyone's always like, why do you ride on the edge of the road? Why do cyclists, like, I always hear it all the time, and, you know, like, majority of cyclists, I think, are knobheads. They're just disrespectful, and if they pull their heads in, you know, like, 10 people could do something really good, but one person does something bad, and everyone goes, that person went through a red light, or why are you riding? But the bike lanes are always full of rubbish, shit, trees, right out the valley to your joint. You can't ride in the bike lane.
No, yeah.
Like, you can't.
I see it. And I don't even ride a bike, but I can tell that, look, you got tiny little tyres that you couldn't ride over those sticks. It's covered in sticks.
And I'm like, you have to ride on the road.
Yeah.
So you just do it. But anyway, that's...
Tell me, morally, if you're on the line, and I would be this kind of guy, because, you know, Libran, I try and sort of make it all right for everyone.
Everyone
by
happy.
nature. Yeah. So I'd be riding on the line. If one of my mates came up and we're doubled, he's beside me.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And meanwhile, it's like an 80K zone or something.
Yep.
And so everyone starts to beep. But I notice like some guys are just like, you can go around us.
Yeah. I always try and pull over. I always just try and think, if that was me in the car driving, like, everyone hates us enough as it is. Like, why try and pee that, you know? Yeah. I know it's only 1 second, but...
It must be a different world. I know when I ride a bike, which I don't do often here, but I do it a lot in Japan.
Yep.
It's peace and quiet. Oh,
it is.
It's just such beautiful peace and quiet. And then next minute a car will go, shoom. But you know when you're driving a car, it's like driving. I'm in hell up. It's two opposites in the mind.
Exactly. Or some days I ride out the valley and it's just so quiet or somewhere, and then you'll get 20 Harleys past you. And you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
But in the driver's mind, they're thinking about it for far longer, because you go sort of back to like, he was a knob, but next minute he's back to peace and quiet.
Yep.
That dude's still locked in his bubble of hate.
Can't believe that bloke. Yeah, no, it's funny. You just got to laugh at it. I do. Yeah.
Do you work in Brizzy?
I have been for the last 3 years in Brisbane City. We just built the 2 biggest towers up there. And then I got sent down to Cooley. We just built a new little one down there. And then now we're at Sundale. As you go over the bridge, we're building that new one. So
great.
That's good.
That's great.
Going to
you can ride to work
every day. I have every day, but I'm just gonna It's starting to get cold now.
How long does it take to get to Currumbin to Sundale on a bike?
55 minutes. So
okay.
it's
30 by car, maybe.
It's about
Yeah.
30K. So, I mean, pretty